but not in that situation. But yeah, so he 3-bet, and then he was getting 3-1, which means if he had like against my particular hand, if he had like some kind of just a single ace, like say ace deuce, he's probably getting the right price. But now he's forced to fold, and it's kind of a gross spot for him. If he's like flat out bluffing with like a really garbage hand, then he can 3-bet small like that, or not small, but less than all in, and get away with it. Okay, so we got ourselves a stack, 58K. That's above average finally, and we're down to 136. So it's rolling right along here. This guy is an absolute moron, huge moron. Massive blinds. How many big blinds does this guy have? He's got like 6. Flatted, open, OTB on 6x stack. ROFL. Even if he has aces or kings, this is obviously retarded. So, yeah, there's no justification for this. If he has ace king, even more reason to shove pre. He would have got snap called by ace jack either way. Shoving pre or flatting is so stupid. Ace king O, ROFL. Okay. This will be opening in early position, slightly bigger than we did from other positions. And we'll be calling Grabson's reshove. Clearly, he's got 5 big blinds. And also Jack's kings, even though he's so absurdly, ridiculously tight. And we take it down. That's obviously even better. With 6s, we prefer that. That will fold under the gun. Okay. So, the reason I was playing today mostly was to just like prepare myself for the W Coup tomorrow. Normally I play like a crap ton of tournaments all at once, like on Sundays. But like today and probably tomorrow, I'm going to try to just keep it somewhat limited, and it's pretty tempting to not do that, to play a lot of tournaments at once. I'll at least be playing like 3 at a time, but you know, a lot of times I'll get it to where I'm playing 5 or 6 to start with, and then, you know, replacing them as I bust out. And it's tempting to do that because all the tournaments are so weak. But tomorrow, just because it's W Coup and there's such massive prize pools at stake, I might just play like the first W Coup, maybe play one other tournament at the same time as that, and then also play the later one and play maybe 2 at the same time as that. And so today I'm just playing. I was just playing like 2 at a time basically. I'm just trying to not so much playing to make money in the short run. Well, basically what I'm saying is it's probably more profitable for me if I would like not do commentary like I'm doing right now, and if I would play like maybe 5 or 6 tournaments at once, because just because I'm plus EV in like all the tournaments rather than just in one. But because tomorrow I kind of want to focus in like really tightly on the W Coups to give myself the best chance possible, then I kind of wanted to prepare myself for that today by doing the same kind of thing. But the difference is, but tomorrow if I do bust out of the W Coups, then I'll go back to my normal routine of just playing a bunch of tournaments. Anyways, sorry to bore you. I'll be back. Alright, y'all, we're back. Got the 8-6 off here. It's getting to the point where sometimes, because people like min-raising so much nowadays, which is more or less correct, I raise more like 2.2x most of the time, or 2.3x. But because that's the case, it's getting to a point where you can sometimes, because when it gets around to me, I'm getting like 4.5 to 1 almost to defend here. So especially if someone else flats, then a lot of times I'll especially if there's more deep stacks. This guy only has like 21 big blinds, so it's not as nice of a spot to flat. Clearly, we don't want to reshove, but it's pretty tempting getting 4.5 to 1. I mean, but with 8-6 off, even getting 4.5 to 1, you'll put yourself in a lot of really difficult spots post flop, so I'm just gonna fold. Even getting those odds, considering how much he has behind. If he had more like 60k like me, then I'd be more inclined to defend with a very wide range. And certainly a hand like ace-6, 8-6 suited, I probably would. Looks like Banneris just keeps building his stack. He's got like 200k. That's sick. But yeah, he's really good multi-table. What happened to him? Never mind. What the hell? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. All of a sudden he disappeared for a second. Alright. So, how many players are left? How many players are left? 130 players are left, and I've made at least 156. But again, we're looking to final table. We're not looking to get 120th. But no matter what happens, I'll have made some money today with my second in the 45 man and my fairly deep run here. And we've got the 10s. It's a good hand. Hopefully, even though this guy is an absolute ridiculously moronic nit running 5-0 or 63, I mean, seriously, what the hell? And the two hands he played, he like limp called King Jack suited under the gun, and he completed like a 5x stack in the small blind with ace 4 suited. So hopefully, I was gonna say hopefully like this guy crams. He's got 12. That would be nice because then it protects us from having to like shove 30 big blinds over this guy's open. But we might have to do that. Especially if this guy opens like a fairly decent amount. Yeah, I'm just going to shove over his open. But no, here we're going to raise call. Raise to induce. We've been very, very aggressive from late position on recently. So with that in mind, obviously 10s are a raise never fold. Unless you get like flatted and the board comes bad and stuff like that. But I mean, raise never fold to a re-raise. 127 left. So we've made at least 162 now. I do like how every 9 players it goes up a little bit. That's kind of cool. I hate the tournaments where like the what's that one on Sunday? That's the $12 buy-in. It's the or $11 whatever it is, but it's that massive like 250k guaranteed. It's like the tournament is probably the easiest tournament to cash in, softest tournament ever, because there's 30k people, and because they pay out like a really large percentage of the field, like probably the easiest to cash in. But it's the most annoying tournament because, I mean, first like the top 4 or 5 spots are all fairly large payouts, so I do like that tournament, just having a shot at those payouts, but most of the time obviously you don't get anywhere near that, especially in a field of 30k people. But the thing that's really annoying about that tournament is you'll cash and you it's $11, so you cash for like 15, which is annoying as hell, and then like it takes like 400 players or something before you go up another $1, and then like another 400 players before you go up another $1. So it's like so like tedious watching the payouts, like oh god, it's going to be forever before there's even a decent payout. Because it's such a low buy-in and because like it's such a massive field. So yeah, that tournament just annoys the hell out of me. This I'll be folding. So yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. We've had 10s 3 times, never got action with them, and in spots where we wouldn't necessarily mind getting action with them. Which at the same time it's obviously better than getting coolered, but we had aces, we didn't get action with them. We had ace king, we got action, we lost a flip. We had the 6s and we could have won it if I shoved pre, but all things considered, I mean, and I still have a huge stack even with all that, so I mean, it's kind of frightening to think where my stack might be if those unfortunate things didn't happen. I could be chip leader with Banneris. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, by the way. Banneris, Baneris, something like that. I guess we could talk about Hold'em Manager a little bit. It's a really good tool, obviously, to track your opponent's tendencies. Obviously, you've seen me use it to determine things about my opponents. Like when this guy was to my left, how tight he was. So then, considering how tight he is, it makes opening your shoving range from the small blind the correct thing to do, opening it very wide. And without the numbers actually sitting there, it's kind of hard to be acutely aware of people's tendencies like that. Even if you're, consider yourself fairly observant. I mean, the power of hold'em manager is just so strong that you're really at a disadvantage if you don't get it. Especially if you're playing decent-sized buy-ins and everyone else has it. So I think it's like a must-have if you're playing poker even semi-seriously. Okay, sorry, I'm testing my microphone. I didn't know if it's picking up all my valuable information, all my words. So yeah, but basically it's a really useful tool. Just got all kinds of data that you can look at. And if you're ever, most people who are watching these videos at this point are familiar with Hold'em Manager and what it means and everything. But this is VPIP, percentage of hands played. This is pre-flop raise. This is 3-bet pre-flop. This is aggression factor. This is number of hands played. Those are the most important ones, especially in tournaments. In like cash games, I know people like to, especially if you're playing 6-max where there's more room on the screen, they like to include a lot more. They format their HUD to include a lot more different stats, like how often people c-bet and how often they fold to c-bet and stuff like that. I think that's, for cash games it might be good, and if you can process all that information and make sense of it, then it's obviously useful. But especially for tournaments where it's mostly pre-flop decisions, then really all you need to, or it becomes almost exclusively pre-flop decisions. The only thing I like having up here are the mostly pre-flop stats. But then the good thing about Hold'em Manager is you can just click here and it'll bring up all kinds of other relevant stats that you might want to look at, like flop aggression versus turn aggression versus river aggression, which is stuff that I look at like when I'm playing PLO cash a lot, but not so much in tourneys. And this guy's just like